In Adelaide's north, a grand new suburb called Riverlea is promising a whole new way of living. Palm-fringed boulevards, green space, waterways and a retail precinct. Riverlea will eventually be 12,000 homes over 15 years. This site is also the resting place for one of the largest Aboriginal burial grounds in the state, containing the skeletal remains of at least 31 ancestors in 2 areas.
The further we go west, the more worrying. We are going to find more burials, it's just a matter of when.
The creek was a significant Kaurna campground and an important meeting place for visitors from other Aboriginal nations. It's rare to find such a rich archaeological site that supports oral histories and is so close to a capital city. But blocks on this burial ground have already been sold, and developer Walker Corporation is asking the state's permission to excavate. It's illegal to impact Aboriginal heritage without the government's permission. Aboriginal heritage workers say the individual remains uncovered so far have been damaged by farming and require reburial, but they don't want to see any more remains dug up.
That's been very loud and clear. And I think that's the sort of thing that we need to start planning for with future developments.
The remains are being temporarily stored in this shipping container. Some Indigenous community members believe the disturbed spirits will create negative consequences for Kaurna, as well as those living in the disturbed burial ground.
We want them to have a happy life with their family living in their new homes, but if it's going to be there, it's not going to be a good place for them to live, and a safe place as well.
This $6 billion development is part of the government's long-term plan to solve the state's housing crisis. The Treasurer recently announced a first homeowners grant on new builds only to encourage people to invest in estates like this on the city fringe. But some say parts of the estate should never have been developed. One local traditional owner says he's angry that he only learnt about the scale of the discoveries from leaked photographs. He and others in the Kaurna community are calling on the state government to reject the developer's application. He also wants the developer to adjust the layout to include a memorial garden over the burial ground.
It'd be a whole lot of relief, and it will mean a lot. A lot of emotion would come to an ease. Knowing that they're going to stop continuing to pull out the rest of their ancestors and put them back where they came from.
How would they like it if we dug their parents up? Gone up into one of their cemeteries and dug that up. How would they like that?
A small hole in the skull of one of the ancestors has sparked concern it could be a massacre site. But archaeological evidence in an unpublished report indicates the remains are part of a pre-colonisation traditional burial ground, potentially up to 6,000 years old. For some, that represents an opportunity to learn from and preserve their past. The state government says it's committed to protecting Aboriginal heritage. Walker Corporation says it's working with the Kaurna Yurta Aboriginal Corporation to ensure the ancestral remains are treated with respect and an appropriate outcome is implemented. Peter Doherty, SBS World News.